And welcome back to You Like It, We Don't. I'm one of your three hosts, Urbia.
I'm Jin. And now, the nominations for talking the most shit on a podcast. The nominations are this slightly overripe pineapple, this bucket of horse manure, and this toilet bowl that I stole from my neighbor's yard. And the winner for talking the most shit on a podcast goes to Maeve! Bravo! Bravo!
Thank you so much. I'd like to thank literally everyone in my life. Starting from the day I was born.
Oh, shit. Where's the button for the mic?
And the Academy Award.
Wow, who'd have seen this coming after all that money spent? I mean, talent.
Yes, I definitely didn't pay for this. I wasn't in an Oscar-made movie at all. So obviously, based off of that joke, I'm pretty sure you all can surmise.
Yeah, the Emmys.
We're talking about the Grammys.
No, I thought we were talking about the BET Awards.
Wait a second, this isn't the podcast for hats? See you guys later.
Why would there be
Wait, this is a podcast?
hats?
This is a podcast?
Oh.
The fuck? I did find it kind of weird I was sitting in front of a mic.
I knew I should have made a left 2 miles ago.
Damn it.
The Oscars. It's that time of year again.
Yes.
Or more accurately, I was told it was that time of year
Well, I mean,
again.
it was.
Then,
it was that time of year because the Oscars were this last Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
on the
I'll be
4th of
honest,
March.
I didn't notice, but if you look at their viewing stats this year, it looks like nobody noticed.
Yeah.
True. It's the worst, the smallest viewership from any, award show ever, I think. Not just the Oscars.
Yes,
out
the
of the big
previous
ones.
low was in 2008, and that was 32 million, and this one sunk down to 26.5 million.
Jeez, guys, what happened?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I've never really given that much of a shit about the Oscars, but wow. What have they done to upset their audience this much?
God
I understand
knows.
what happened last year, but I don't think that happened this year again, did it? Last year there was the issue where they thought diversity was an issue.
That was last year and the year prior, where it was
Yes.
hashtag Oscars so white or whatever, because
Yes,
there were no
yes.
black nominees or other nominees of color.
You know, but the problem with these nominations is quite simple, really. You know, it's based off of an elite club. You know?
Yeah, they're just.
It's-
we have our tree house, no girls allowed, and we're gonna have popcorn, and we're gonna have chocolate, and we have a PS4, and it's so much cooler than everyone out there. Okay.
Okay, you do realize it's winter though, and it's gonna freeze over.
There, yeah. Yes. I actually didn't know this until we did the research. The Academy is by invite only. I don't know why, but I thought there was a qualification process.
Well, you have to be either a writer, director, actor, producer, technician. You can't just be anybody.
True. You can't just be anybody, but still, it's still by invitation. So if you keep on inviting people, and you keep, doing Oscar bait type movies before Oscar season,
You're gonna get an Oscar.
It's...
I mean, if your club is by invite only, surely that just encourages keep the status quo. Because if only the current members can decide who gets in, there's no way there's going to be any upsets. There's not going to be any unrest. No new ideas get in, because only the old ideas can tell who gets in.
Yes. I mean, it's a 6,000 member only, and by invite, to get into the Academy Awards, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, to decide
which they called Oscar.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, to the people who don't live in South Africa, calling something the Oscar is not. It doesn't really work down here.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, just Google Oscar Pistorius, and you'll very quickly see why
he's,
that just doesn't carry down here at all.
So yeah, it's obvious though, isn't it, guys? I mean, you know, that this is gonna happen when you have an elite group like this. All it really takes is just, you know, the highest bidder. There must be some sort of, like, you know...
Well, okay, I don't know if I'm ready to say that the Oscars is definitely pay to win. Hashtag EA sucks.
Hashtag Oscar loot box.
No, at least
And the
then
loot box
you
goes.
know what
The
you're getting.
Oscar.
And the loot box Oscar goes to... Sorry, let me just press this button.
Oh, God, I have to pay.
Sweet. Maybe pay for another. I didn't even open the first. Fine.
But I don't know if I'm ready to say that the Oscars is definitely pay to win, but there's definitely some bribery that's going on there.
Yeah,
Definitely
guaranteed.
nepotism.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the fact that it took them how long, you know, to give
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes,
Yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes, his name is completely slipped
Yeah.
my mind.
That took a while. That's
Yeah, that's messed up because he's like my favorite actor. I had a long day. Okay, leave me
But
alone.
okay, the reason I liked DiCaprio to get an Oscar is because his scope is broad.
Yes,
That's
that
the
is
mark of a good actor. You always get these actors that's always in a comedy, always in a tragedy, always playing the villain, or in the case of Vince Vaughn, always Vince Vaughn.
Yes.
You know,
Except in True Detective.
Except in
The
True
one
Detective,
time
where
he
was
played
True
someone
Detective
different.
Vince Vaughn.
But so I can understand that an actor can do something very well, but when your scope is massive, like DiCaprio or what's the name of that lady that's just amazing and everything? She played as Margaret
Oh, I know
Thatcher.
it. Yeah, I know what you're
Thatcher.
talking.
She was in Into the Woods.
The one lady that keeps on winning everything.
Yeah.
She was in Mamma Mia as
Mamma
well.
Mia too.
Oh, I know who you're talking
You know-
about, guys. What's
Come on,
Name
guys!
them.
We can't all be pulling
I'm
a
looking
blank
it up
on
right
this
now.
one.
Just give me a second.
I'm gonna get it.
Which,
No, you're not.
yeah, no, you're not.
Everybody know. Okay,
No, you're not.
but everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Oh my God! How did I
Meryl
forget
Streep.
that?
So, but the thing is, it's for those actors who have a wide range. But why did it take them so long for Leonardo DiCaprio to finally get one? I mean, it took him being mauled by a CGI bear and his acting in that scene for them to finally say, "Okay, fine, Leo, we get it.
Well, here's your Oscar now.
Here's
Fucking
your
go."
Oscar." Like,
I don't know. How
fuck's sake.
old are the members of the Academy? For all we know, they're so blind they thought that was a real bear.
yeah, like after that, he was like, "Wow,
That's
that's not even acting anymore. He was just
yeah.
mauled by a
They
bear."
thought it legit happened. They're like, we have to give him an Oscar now. He got mauled by a bear. But that was in a movie. Oh wait, yeah, give him an Oscar.
Give
That's
him
right.
an Oscar, yes. So
He hasn't been in a movie since then, though. Now that I look at it
That
on
is
his IMDb
true.
page.
That is true.
Yes, but
It is kinda
what's the
strange.
statistic? What's the bump in pay
Oh yeah,
after a male actor gets? Maybe it's just too expensive now.
yeah, maybe. I mean, for a male actor, a bump in pay after winning an Oscar is 81%, and for a Best Actress win, you get a bump of $500,000 in salary increase.
Yeah,
So-
DiCaprio wasn't cheap before. Maybe after winning an Oscar, he's just too expensive to put in anything.
Maybe,
It's going to be
but
limited to cameos.
But even
Oh,
then,
right.
even then, though, I mean, he did set out to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah, so maybe he's just done.
Maybe
It's
maybe
like,
he's
adios,
just-
bitches, I got my Oscar, fuck all of you, I'm out.
Yeah, maybe he's taking a break. You know, he got his Oscar, which he wanted for a very long time. So now he's just like, I'm just gonna chill.
Yeah.
You know? Whatever. It's okay. You know.
I bet he took it to bed with him the first
Yes,
night.
exactly.
Kicked his wife out of bed. You're sleeping on the couch tonight. Oscar's sleeping.
Oscar's sleeping on the bed.
There was that one film theory video where they were talking about Leonardo DiCaprio winning the Oscar, and they basically mentioned that the reason he didn't really get it before was because he was really young, and the Academy's mainly made up of like older people, and like even when he won the Oscar, he was among the youngest like people. He was
Yeah, but that
definitely
just
below the
proves-
average.
That just proves bias.
Yes,
I mean,
that proves
surely
that
age,
the system doesn't work.
age is irrelevant. Surely things like race, religion, gender, age, all of these things are supposed to be irrelevant when it comes to genuine talent.
Yes, exactly. You can't just say, okay, no, he's too young.
Yeah,
doesn't
he's too
deserve
young to
one."
be talented. What?
Yes, like what the fuck does that even mean? No.
One word for you,
Yeah.
asshole. Mozart.
so it's obvious. So it's obvious bias. You know, it's obvious bias. You know, but did we really expect anything else? Like honestly, from an elite club of 6,000 people, we're invite only, and not just that, but it's been around since when was it? 1929. The first Oscars were done.
Yeah, it's Roosevelt Hotel, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
But they
The
were
Hollywood
broadcasted on
Roosevelt
radio in the 30s and televised for the first time in '53.
Yes, but let's face it,
Hmm.
there was fuck all to do back then. I'd listen to the Oscars too, because what else am I going to do that
you
time
get
of
back
the night?
home. You get back home from a hard day's work. You're like, so bored.
Right.
wife
Like after
looks
working in the coal mines all day, like you go back home.
Your
You're
wife
waiting
looks
for
at
your
you
wife
like,
to
"I know what
undress
we could do."
her 10, 20 layers of clothes. You gotta do something in the meantime. Like,
Your wife kind of looks at you. I know what we could do, honey. We've got 8 kids. I think it's time to stop.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. We'll listen to the Oscars.
You know what's funny though is that this turnout was so bad that even Trump decided to chime in.
Oh, God.
He said,
What's the orange-headed warrior? saying
lowest
this time?
rated Oscars in history. Problem is, we don't have stars anymore, except your president. Just kidding, of course. Oh,
Trump should have been a
wow.
comedian, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's funny in a certain way, but like,
he's
he
funny.
should not be president.
He's funny in the way that he's not supposed to be funny.
Yeah, he's George
Yeah.
Bush funny, and he shouldn't have been president
Yes.
either.
I'm just imagining like his skits would be him just going to certain places and calling everything huge, and how the Mexicans need to pay for it.
Yeah, if like that was a stand-up special, I would be laughing. Like, if he said on the stand-up, like, I'm so rich, I could just go up to women and grab them by the pussy. Like, I would break out laughing. Like,
Until one day, while strolling through the back alleys of Vegas, he grabs what he thinks is a woman. He gets a handful of dick, and it's like, and then he has to go through, the realization. I don't know. Do I want to touch another one?
it's like, that's huge.
The dick I grabbed was huge.
Oh my god, no.
He seems like the kind of guy who'll do that by accident and then just befriend the guy. Like, how did you meet? Grab this dick.
It actually does kind of sound a bit like Trump. But you know what, guys? What else is that the Golden Globes and the Grammys have also had a stagnation in viewership.
Oh, so
Yeah.
people don't care about these kinds of awards anymore.
These awards.
Yeah, which is like
Awards?
one of my biggest criticisms. Like, how do you measure like the best movie, the best song, objectively? It's
know.
not like
It's
sports.
It's difficult. I know oh, damn it. I am so bad with names. Who's the guy that makes Family Guy?
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth
you were right.
MacFarlane.
You had it. You were going Mick, and then you just
Yeah, I had Seth Muck. Okay, because it's a Mc surname. If I screw up it, I call it McGregor or something. It's gonna
McDonald.
be McDonald. Seth MacDonald. Okay, Seth MacFarlane. He commented on this. He really wants to get an Emmy, and Family Guy was the most popular show by viewership for a while, and didn't get an Emmy. So he also pointed out. What exactly do you have to do to get these awards?
There was that whole episode behind that premise.
Yeah, what's the benchmark of good?
Yeah, because they don't take into consideration viewership or like IMDb rating. Like, how does Modern Family keep on winning?
Fartsy stuff. That's
just
what
because something's artsy doesn't mean it's good. The Matrix was sort of artsy and it was still shit.
Yeah, for the most part.
Well, I mean, the first movie was pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't like the first one either.
Really? You didn't like the first movie?
I not really.
I didn't like the first one.
I just like the action scenes. That's about it.
Yeah, it's they're trying to be clever there, but it's if I could spot your symbolism that easy, just because it's a symbol doesn't mean it's good. An erect penis is a symbol. You don't see anybody giving that an award.
Yes, mainly in sex shops. That's a symbol.
It's a symbol.
Or in some tribes down here in South Africa, it's a sign of fertility if you have a statue of a big erect
penis. Yeah. And then, of course, in Russia, it means something completely different now. Ever since... I don't know how many people know this news story. There was an anti-Putin rally where the guy was giving a speech. And I have to give the Putin supporters chops for this. They attached enormous dildos to drones
and flew
it around the hall. Don't do that in school. Don't do that.
Don't do this at home.
Do it at somebody else's home. If you knock something over, you're not responsible.
But okay, guys, let's talk about some of the best news, though. That Star Wars didn't win shit.
Yes! Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yes!
Justice! Yes! Suck it.
Oh my god.
They were nominated, though.
They were nominated for sound editing, but Dunkirk won that. Sound mixing, Dunkirk again. Visual effects by Blade Runner, but okay, that is a visually stunning
Blade
movie.
Runner. You're not gonna beat Blade Runner in visual effects.
And the original score, which they were also nominated in, won by The Shape of Water by Guillermo del Toro, which is also... He got the Best Director award this time, and also Best Picture was The Shape of Water. So,
did you see the premise of the movie? Like, I haven't watched it, but I read the summary. It's pretty weird.
Look, for it to have won this many awards in the Oscar season, it must be some weird.
It must be at least be striking.
Yes,
I'm not. I'll have to watch it now, but I didn't know it existed until it won an award.
Yeah, same.
But I'll probably try to give it a watch, but it's going to be breathtakingly weird, isn't it?
It probably will. I mean, Guillermo del Toro is known for some of his really jarring movies, so...
As long as it's not another Requiem for a Dream, I should be fine.
No, I don't think it's going to be that.
I mean, Requiem for a Dream was a good movie, but man, is it... It is a hard movie to watch.
It's a watch once and never again.
Yeah.
Like I've seen that shit 10 times. Like,
okay. Look, personally, I can't watch it more than once because it's just like when I watched it, I was so uncomfortable throughout the entire thing. Just like when the guy had to get. Okay, actually, no, I don't want to do any spoilers.
Don't give it away.
Do any spoilers.
Don't say anything. Watch Requiem for a Dream. We're not going to tell you why.
Yeah.
No, I want to spoil one scene though. Just the ass to ass scene. That was the best scene.
I'll say. Let's just say I was confused.
Hey, no, Irvia. Let's be honest. You haven't watched it so many times. You fast forward to that scene.
No, I just fast forward. I just want to see that scene. It's like ass to ass, ass to ass.
You know the meme, confused boner? Yeah, that was made for that scene. Alright, guys, so shall we touch on the accusations that
Yeah.
there's a lack of diversity in the Oscars?
Well, I mean, okay, let's be
I mean,
honest.
it's,
Let's
okay,
be
it's
honest.
not wrong.
Let's be
There
honest.
is a
It's not
diversity.
really an accusation if it's true.
It's
So
the Oscars is Snow White, so
it is.
Yeah, it is. It's probably gonna change eventually, you know.
yes. But like I said before, it's difficult to just say, "Oh, all the winners are white," and just immediately be able to accuse them of bias. I mean, I said before, talent is not supposed to be relevant there, so. I don't know. Is it a genuine bias, or are the movies not qualifying? I don't know. Are the actors for some reason not qualifying?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised about that. Like, typically movies aimed towards the black demographic, Spanish demographic, do not get the same marketing. Unless they're like slave movies, everybody loves all white people love
slave
movie. Yeah,
But okay, that makes sense because Spanish movies, black movies, they cater towards a minority in the U.S. where the Oscars are held. I
yeah,
think
but like
that
most
is
of these
true.
movies aren't even that popular to begin with. Like Shape of
Yeah.
Water, we just said we haven't heard of it until it was nominated.
Yeah, like Seth Meyers says in his clip, Oscar bait, coming soon to that little independent theater 2 towns over that always seems to be going out of business.
Yes.
Yeah, that never has superhero movies. Like it has
Yes.
every other movie, just never superhero.
Yeah, because that's too mainstream.
It's
Yeah.
just strange, isn't it? It's always the non-mainstream movies that usually win it. However, even then, there are those times in award seasons, in Oscars, where like a major film wins everything. I mean, okay, look, there are those exceptions. Lord of the Rings deserved it.
Yeah.
Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings definitely deserved it. That was one of the best renditions from book to movie I think I've ever seen.
Well, it was also the first proper fantasy movie. Up until then, fantasy movies were, always these sort of B-grade movies.
True.
Yeah.
Like, I can't
And-
really think of anything prior to that
Yeah.
really struck me.
But the same thing with superhero movies. Superhero movies tended to be a little sucky until the modern trend.
Yeah,
kicked in.
until 89 Batman movie, that was like when everything changed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That is true.
But then Marvel went with it. DC just tripped and fell face down.
Yeah, after Dark Knight Returns or Rises, I can't remember right now, but like after that, DC hasn't really made anything too good.
They've sort of stagnated. They just do this weird thing where they do miscasting in a lot of situations. I mean, like let's be honest. Let's be honest. One of the worst 2 castings I've seen in a movie for my entire life was the Joker in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman. I mean,
Yeah.
what the fuck were they thinking with those 2 castings?
True.
What were they thinking?
It's too bad Heath Ledger kicked the bucket. Because I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
Unless Jack Nicholson wants to come back to playing the Joker. He did a good Joker.
Yeah, I would have preferred Jack Nicholson. Instead, they went like down that weird ass route. That was
Jack
terrible.
Nicholson is weird, but at least, he's proper Joker weird.
Yes. I mean, guys, in your opinion, though, like because there's been constant accusations for commercialism in Oscars.
Well,
like it's blatantly obvious, though.
there is
there
commercialism
is.
there.
Yeah.
The fact
It's
that
to
there is
glorify actors and they get a pay hike when they win.
yes, and the fact that there's an Oscar season. I mean, come on.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
it's
chances
fun.
of you winning an Oscar if you don't put your movie 3 months prior to the Oscars is so low because like people tend to forget movies from a year ago or such.
And they always make these, feel-good movies, redemption, racial tension, oh, can't we just all love each other? And you go, really? I don't think I can fit everyone in my house. So,
I mean, even an Academy Award-winning film director, William Friedkin, he expressed his sentiments at a conference in New York in 2009, and he described the Academy Awards as the greatest promotion scheme that any industry has ever devised for itself. So
I mean, true. I can imagine the return on investment is pretty high. Like,
yes, but this was true right up until the viewership started tanking.
oh yeah,
Yes.
this was back in 2009 when it was still doing
Yeah.
more than 30 million, like, per show.
If it is a promotion scam, the promotion's wearing off. People don't care anymore.
People are finally starting to get that it's not really,
It's not
worthy
merit
watching.
based because no one can establish what the merit is.
True.
It's
Yeah.
always, excellence in movie. Yeah, okay. What's an excellent movie?
Yes, it's all up to the person,
Yeah, there are movies that I think is absolute dog shit that people love for some reason. Hacksaw Ridge. Everybody went mad for that one. I hated it. So,
That was the one with Spider-Man as the main lead, right?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
where
Yeah, it
was-
wasn't too bad, I think. Wasn't
No.
great.
I
I
despise
thought
that
it
movie.
was just average. It was
Yeah.
it was an average World War II movie. I don't know. World War II movies have a tendency to kind of be roughly the same.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's
it's like,
always-
oh no, war is horrible. There
Yeah,
are no heroes in war. It's
Yeah,
like, I
it's
get
always
it.
Yeah, there are no
America-
heroes in war, and then you follow the
heroes
heroes
through the war.
through
and
the
it's
war.
always
It's-
America versus Germany, America versus Japan. You're like, okay, it was a world war. Where's the rest of the world?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, why not go from a different angle? I mean, there was a couple of outstanding ones.
Yes, but they
Enemy-
tended to
Enemy
focus
Beyond
on the
Enemy Beyond the
Japanese.
Gates. Remember that
side.
one? The one where they pitted a German sniper versus a
Oh,
Russian
Enemy at the
sniper?
Gate.
Enemy at the Gate, yes.
Yes, that,
That
told
one was pretty
the
interesting.
Russian and German story, which I found a little bit more interesting.
Yes. So that was, I mean...
The movie was still flawed. in
oh,
many
yeah,
ways,
definitely
but
was. But... Oh, yeah, remember that infamous scene
The
in,
two
in
trains.
the bunker? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I
Watch
haven't watched
Enemy
the
at the
movie.
Gate.
I'd prefer not to say Just go watch the movie, you'll understand what
Oh,
I'm
the
talking
bunker
about.
scene where
The
everyone
bunker-
was chilling.
Yes!
Oh, that was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And if you look at the actors, it was uncomfortable for them too. That woman looked terrified.
Yes. She looked so scared.
She looked horrified. I was thinking, what were they doing? Was this scripted? Or did they just
in the
catch
script?
them?
Did it say look horrified?
Yeah, it's like he's the love of your life. Look like you're terrified.
Oh, yeah, I hope they get rid of the Oscars eventually. Like,
I mean,
I'm
look,
tired of
the way
hearing
that
this.
it's going, I mean, 20% is a large amount to drop in 1 year.
So it's
Do
probably
you think it's only gonna get
flame out.
worse?
I mean, look, the fact that during the entire like Oscars from when it was started, that there were 4 people who refused to actually accept the Oscar as a boycott to
Yeah.
the entire
Yeah.
thing is just proves the point that this isn't it's not a real measure of worth. It's not a real measure of worth.
Well, it's
If
only
it
a
really
measure
was-
of worth if you add value to the Oscars,
Yes.
which I don't.
Exactly. As
So
long as
when
there's
I
no
see
value.
this film won 5 Oscars, I go, great. Is it any good?
Yeah, you can't tell
Yeah.
if a movie's good because sometimes.
you don't. I have been in that situation where I look at the front of the cover or whatever on IMDb, and then I see, okay, won 5 Oscars. Then I watch the movie, and I'm like,
For what?
for what? For
Best
what?
Picture. Picture what? Picture my ass.
It is. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, it makes no
And
sense.
to quote Joey, a guy's ass does not qualify as a nudity rating. Okay, let's just get that out there right now.
It's Joey from Friends.
If something
Are you
says
trying to say
8 foot-
male nudity is not nudity? That's an
If it
ism
says-
right there. That's some sort of ism.
Some sort of ism. I mean, look, just at the fact that the statue itself is a 24 karat gold statue and it costs about $400. Isn't that just proof enough that this is all just for show? It's all flash and no substance. Really.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
you think about it, it's like you're giving 24 karat gold statues to people who are rich as shit.
I refuse
Like,
to
there's
believe
no,
that the
like-
entire thing is gold. There's nickel in that, and then it's just
Look,
plated
it's
in gold.
obviously just plated gold, but still, it's 24 karat gold, so $400 for... I mean, if it's an award, you know, all you really need is just like a cup or something. I mean, people
I've
will
got-
know that you still won. You don't
Yeah.
need to walk around
crystal
with a naked
ball.
gold man. Like-
Now, at least if you win at tennis, you get a cup. You know, you can fill it with something, drink out of it.
True. If I ever manage to win a tennis cup, I'm gonna fill it to the brim with beer and down that shit.
Yeah, no, I have massive problems with Wimbledon. I think they're biased. Yeah, but for example, they refuse to give me the award. They say you have to be good at tennis.
Yes, you have to go through the tournament to
Yeah.
win.
It's unfair. How come he gets the award just because he's good at tennis?
Come on,
Come on,
I'm
bias!
good at watching.
I'm
it.
good at other things.
I'm good at,
doesn't
I'm
that
good at
count?
other things.
Yeah,
I can,
sure. He can play tennis, but can he tap dance?
yes.
Neither can I.
Can he eat a bag of chips in like 10 seconds?
But neither can I.
Well, you know, neither can I, but still.
How big's
you
the
know.
bag of chips? Is it
I'm
something
pretty good at
bigger
Mario
for flavor?
tennis. Like, I can whoop anyone.
But okay, at least you know. Okay, in all seriousness, at least with Wimbledon, it's the person that's best at tennis wins Wimbledon.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's undeniable
It's
when you're watching
undeniable,
it.
Oscars.
Everybody knows who wins. Everybody witnesses it.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know,
In the Oscars, it's 6,000 old men sit around, I'm guessing, because I'd like to imagine.
a
there's
large
huge
maniacal table.
Yes. This giant table, and then.
With this big map of the world behind
Yes,
them.
behind them, yes. And then they plan their evil
It's like,
schemes.
yeah. All they do
Excellent.
is. Oh shit! It's Oscar season. What's the list of movies?
Yeah, what's the list?
And then they stick all the movies up against the wall. They take turns flinging gum at it.
No.
Like-
For them, it's just one of those like spin the wheel.
Yeah,
No one
right
knows.
around it
Right
goes,
around
where
it
it
goes.
stops, nobody knows. And the winner is Gold Diggers. No. Spin the
So it's just it's such a flawed system. Honestly, it really is.
It's because it
It's
doesn't
just-
have a fixed, point that you can look at. I mean, as corrupt as FIFA is, the team that plays the best soccer wins the World Cup.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that because a lot of those refs sometimes do
Yes,
really
you
bad
can
bullshit.
tell where the bribery goes.
Yeah.
But it's impossible to bribe all the players to just throw a match. You can at least
Yes,
tell.
but all
good
you
s-
need,
and
all
that-
you
and
need
that's
to
how you
do-
can tell the corruption. Good soccer is supposed to determine who wins the World Cup, and when the ref fucks up, you can tell, oh, you cock-licking
Yes.
taint eater.
But not just that. There's also those situations where they can also bribe the star player. Like in that one soccer match in 2010. Still haven't forgiven Vidic. Still haven't forgiven Vidic.
Yeah.
Seriously, he's like he at the time was considered one of the best soccer players. He gets 2 handballs in one match. Go fuck yourself. Come on, like really?
Okay, well, I'm not much of a football fan, but you know who I really hate? It's a female. Djokovic's wife. I don't know what she's doing to that. poor man.
The fact that she's giving him a lot of shit is really sad.
That's
But
poor.
okay.
I like Djokovic. Even if he does sell watches.
Oh yeah, down here.
Yeah, never
there
trust a
is
man
just-
who sells watches. Like you
Yeah,
can tell
down
something's
here
going
he's
on.
every billboard selling a watch.
It's a Djokovic watch. I'm like, oh, come on, man. You are on top of the world. Back to
But
the
okay.
Oscars.
Yeah, back to the Oscars. So I have a question. Do you think there should be some sort of algorithm that determines the winners, or do you think it should be voted by like anybody, like
Okay, look,
whoever
this
you are?
is
I
the
don't
the
know.
thing is
That's-
there's no real way to
How do
properly
you
judge this.
design an algorithm for art?
Yes, you.
I mean,
you cannot
imagine
do it.
if the gaming awards was by algorithm. We'd all go, but that's bullshit. Gaming is an art form, just like movie making
Yes,
is
you
an
need
art
to-
form. How do you put?
It's all subjective.
I mean,
It's all
I
subjective.
am the most uncultured person in the world. I mean, I go to classical museums, see the paintings. You know, I see one boob and I just go, and even I can tell that putting a math formula to determine an artistic solution won't work. But
Yeah.
also, popular vote doesn't
Popular
count
vote doesn't
either.
work either.
I mean, let's face it. You got a lot of idiots in the
Yes.
world.
I mean,
And I don't want them voting.
you know
for
what?
my
You know
movies.
which would be the best way to do this is, I think maybe sort of some sort of hybrid system. Like you have to be in the field, right? But you can't be just excluded because you weren't given an invitation. Like if you want to and you're in the field and you have the credentials, you can sign up to be a voter, and then you vote. That would be
Actually,
a
no.
better
I think I've
situation,
got it. I think I've got it. You generate a viable pool of people. Like anyone that qualifies, can register at the Academy Awards, and then every year, the people who sit and vote on the movies random draw.
Okay, so basically it's sort of like a jury.
Yes, a jury, but it alternates every year and it's by random draw. And nobody knows who they are literally until an hour before the voting has to start.
Yes.
So it's like jury duty. Like,
Yeah.
oh damn it, I got Oscar duty.
Ah,
Like,
God
damn it, I got Oscar duty!
Fuck! Why did I sign up?
Yeah, why did I sign up for this shit?
At least then you
I mean,
can't.
look, at
They
least-
can't be biased, and you get a more diverse group than the fuckholes we have at the moment.
True. I mean, obviously it would take more time to then decide, I'm guessing. Because there will be a more diverse group, so you
Yes,
will
but
have
at
a lot
least
of
be
people.
the diversity of opinions.
Yes, that is true. No,
It's not going to be this.
It would be better.
This always the artsy fartsy independent film always wins. I think
Yes.
that's why people stopped watching it. It's predictable. The fact that
it is.
I was driving to work the other day, and I tuned into the news, and the lady was talking about movies that are favored to win an Oscar. And it was at that moment when I realized, holy shit, it's predictable. If you can predict the outcome, why watch?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
no
just
point in watching.
artsy.
I mean,
Comes out
aside
during
from
Oscar
the Shape
season.
of Water, what was the real shockers?
No, there isn't. There usually aren't any shockers. I mean, I personally am pretty shocked, but very thankful that Star Wars didn't win anything because it did not
Well,
deserve.
they did win
in my
sci-fi
opinion,
movie.
in
of
my
the year-
opinion, it
year
didn't even
somewhere.
deserve to be nominated. I would have rather, like our joke previously, would have had a overly ripe pineapple being one of the nominations. But okay,
It's or Cole, what's the lady's name? Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah,
yes.
call her up. Kathleen Kennedy, come on down. Can you open this envelope for me? I don't know.
yes.
And the award goes to not you. Go sit
Not
back
you.
down.
Go sit the fuck back down.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson.
And he's like,
Are you here? Great. You didn't win. The winner is...
Oh, that would be amazing. I wish they did that.
Oh, I wanted Star Wars The Last Jedi to have been roasted at the Academy Awards like EA was roasted at the Gaming Awards.
Yes. Oh, that would have been amazing.
And then a guy clearly high on cocaine going off on a tangent.
Yeah, wow. That was amazing to watch.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, trust me, just watch any
last year's
about
Gaming
the
Awards were
There's
very
this one
funny.
independent guy, I don't know what he was smoking, sniffing, or inserting.
Yes, but I want a pound.
But I want some! I want some!
I want a pound of that shit. So yeah, guys. Any closing statements? Like,
I hope that they'll get rid of the Oscars eventually. Like, I'm tired of award shows. Like, award shows are pointless in general. Like,
they
it's
are.
just
They are.
people like smelling their own farts, pretty much.
Exactly.
Hey, I'll put this to you. Name me one person that's just farted that's bored.
The thing
True.
is, you cannot do an award show for something that is all subjective.
Yes,
It's
you
impossible.
can award a trophy for a sport. You can award a trophy for athleticism. You can award a trophy for
actually even
chess.
competitions as well.
Yeah,
That's-
for competitions in general, you can award awards. But when it comes to something like gaming, movies, art, all of these things, you can't judge as subjective.
yeah.
Unless you just consider sales or something like that. But obviously they're not considering sales.
Yeah, the thing
But
is,
I don't want them
you
to.
shouldn't
Sales
consider
is a very
sales.
bad.
You shouldn't, because then using that logic, do you know who would have won? Transformers.
Yeah, and we all agree that that's a shit movie.
Yeah, so no, like you should never take what the majority of people are working as a sign of quality, because that's usually not
Look,
how
the
it
best
works.
definition I ever heard, ironically, comes from Top Gear, where this one professor of art says, art has no purpose other than itself. Art is there. What you do with it is up to you. Look at it, touch it, pee on it. Give
Just
it
please don't do it in the
museum.
museum.
You'll get
You know,
arrested.
Don't pee on the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
We're not saying
Yeah.
that.
Although I do think the Mona Lisa is, a piece of shit. But anyway,
Why, man?
because it's just everybody's like, oh my god, what's her emotion? People always go, what was Leonardo da Vinci? I was going to say DiCaprio.
Yeah,
What
could
was-
hear.
I saw that twitch in your eye. Everybody is all, what was Leonardo da Vinci symbolizing by not giving her eyebrows, for example? Until people found out in horror, no, she had eyebrows, it just faded over time.
Yeah, I was about
So-
to say, wait a minute, aren't there eyebrows? Like, last time I checked.
There are no eyebrows,
I don't know.
but there were. It's just one of the pieces
Oh.
that faded quickest. So,
So,
but okay, that's basically my final thought. Art has no purpose other than itself. Art is there. Love it, hate it, think about it.
yes, but don't
dream
hand out.
about it. Who gives a shit?
Yes, but
That's
don't
its
hand
point.
out stupid awards,
But,
which are all subjective. It's pointless. You're not doing anything
Yeah,
for
art-
the medium.
Art
You're
is
not
just
doing
there.
anything for the medium.
Whatever you do with it, even if you hate it, that's fine. It's still achieved its purpose. If you think that it's all just a pretentious bit of bullshit and everybody is just forking out money for an old ass piece of paint, fine. It doesn't matter. You can think that.
Yes, you can. I mean, actually, that brings up a good point. Michael Jackson originally bought an Oscar for $1,542,500 in 1999 for the Best Picture award to David O. And I'm sorry if I butcher this, Selznick, for Gone with the Wind.
Well, that just shows that even the people who win don't give a fuck.
I wonder why the 500 was included. Like, was that part of the negotiation? He was like 42,000, and he's like 43,000.
You know what? Maybe that was the delivery cost.
No. What he did was he just showed up to his house one day and started packing $100 notes onto the table and kept doing it until he blinked and just wait. There you go. There's the selling price. This is mine now.
So I mean, like, it has intrinsic value so long as you give it intrinsic value. But the good part is it seems to be losing value, and that's good.
Yes,
because
take a lighter, melt the gold off.
Yes, because there's no point. It's losing a lot of people watching it.
But
and
that's
for
not
good
limited
reason.
to the Oscars.
Because you can,
the Emmys.
Yeah, the Emmys, the Grammys, it's all pretty much
everyone
the same
is
thing.
realizing.
You can predict who's going to be the winner, so why watch?
Yeah, and everyone is realizing I don't need some old fart that hasn't had an erection in the past 50 years to tell me what I like. I know what I like.
Yes.
Just like you don't need the weatherman to tell you to take an umbrella when it's raining. I know. It's raining.
Yes.
I got my umbrella. I'm not that stupid.
Yes. So, yeah. Guys,
I just want to call it now. If we ever win best podcast for something, I'm refusing the award. Like, no.
Okay. You know what? You will do that. I will go onto stage and then I'll do the bit that I did in the beginning, and then I will literally name everyone from the moment I was born up until where I am. Then I'm gonna be like, oh, wait a second, I don't give a shit about this. And
Yeah,
drop it on the ground and walk off.
You just drop the trophy on the stage.
Drop the trophy on the stage, drop the mic, and I'm like, see ya, bitches, I'm out.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm accepting the award. I'm a whore. You can buy me with anything.
That's like recognition.
Recognition!
Yay! Somebody loves me. Hey, I need the 80% increase in pay, okay? I'm struggling, guys.
But okay.
I'm not just a whore, I'm a cheap one.
You're a $1 hooker.
Yeah. But I do offer a 2-for-1 special.
So, in which case you're a 50-cent hooker.
Goddamn.
But okay. To summarize, I guess I also just like to point out, finally our valediction has been proven.
Star Wars
The Last Jedi
sucks!
It didn't win a single thing. It shouldn't have even been nominated in the first place, but you know what? I'll take this. I'll take it.
Yeah, we just dissed the Oscars and used it as a standard to prove our point. Yes!
Yes!
I see no flaw in this.
Yes, none whatsoever. But alright, hope you guys enjoyed this. Anything else you guys want to say?
Who was watching the Oscars?
Yeah, we're probably gonna get more viewers.
I mean, for Pete's sake, you said it was Sunday. I was having fun Sunday. I was. Okay, I'd rather not say what I was doing, but I was having a lot
that
more fun.
2-for-1 special?
Yeah, he did the 2-for-1 special. That's what he did on Sunday. Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed this, and yeah.
Thanks for joining once again, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you for all the support, and listening to 3 grown-ass men complaining. We hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and please consider supporting us on Patreon. If you want to receive updates on our channel, as well as when we release our videos, please join us on Facebook and Twitter. Enjoy, and see you all next time.